Dying Light the Beast is a game I and millions of people have been buzzing about since it was announced. This is a different kind of game to Dying Light 1 and 2 in terms of length and overall map size, but I quite liked that. In this video we're going to be explaining and going through the entire story of Dying Light the Beast from very start to the very finish, cutting down what is a 15+ hour campaign to a more manageable time for you to watch and take it all in. Don't forget to leave a like on today's video, guys. It'd be really appreciated. 500 likes is the goal and it'd be amazing for a video like this. But also don't forget to hype the video if you really did enjoy as well. It's a new feature on YouTube. You get 3 free hypes a week and it really helps those smaller channels be noticed by those bigger audiences, and it'd be very much appreciated if you could help me out a little bit there. If we hit 500 likes, I'll be doing a giveaway on the channel for a couple of copies of your choice on any platform that you want, so be sure to help me out and I'll help you guys out. But without further ado, let's dive straight into the storyline of Dying Light the Beast.
My name is Kyle Crane, and I survived the apocalypse. When the virus hit, I was a mercenary for hire, selling my skills to the highest bidder. An organization called the GRE dropped me into the quarantine city of Haran to recover a top-secret file from a rogue agent. Right after landing, I was attacked by a pack of infected, but a group of survivors saved me. The one who pulled me out was Jade. If it wasn't for her, and the others at the tower, I'd be just another undead freak wandering the streets. And then there was Spike. He was like a brother to me. Turned out Haran wasn't what the media was selling us. The GRE had dropped me into the middle of a nightmare. The virus had ripped through the city, turning people into monsters. But the biggest monster of all was Rice, a warlord who ruled the city with an iron fucking fist. He was the one who stole that secret file. Turns out the GRE weren't the humanitarian agency they pretended to be. They didn't want a cure. They wanted a weapon. I managed to stop them, but in the process, I lost everyone I cared about. And then, I escaped Haran and hid out in the countryside, where a strange cult had taken control. The Children of the Sun followed a religious leader they called the Mother. She did something to me. She changed me. Clinging to my last shred of humanity, I was hunted by the GRE for months, for years. Finally, they caught me, locked me in a cage like an animal. And then, the real horror began. My name is Kyle Crane, and I'm dying. How the hell did I get here? In 2014, a virus was devastating the city of Haran in Turkey, turning people into undead monsters. Wanting to help, I joined an organization called the GRE that claimed they could stop the spread and save the world. They lied. 99% of the global population was wiped out. Those left fought to survive every day, but infected known as volatiles owned the night. They were fast, relentless, and damn near impossible to kill. Miraculously, some of us discovered we had a form of immunity to the virus, but our fate was worse than the infected. We were hunted, captured, and subjected to brutal experiments. I've survived 13 years of this torture. But I can't take any more. I'm at peace with dying. But I swear, if I had the chance to do just one thing, I would kill the bastard who's behind all this.
Kyle wakes up in a room surrounded by scientists, drifting in and out of consciousness.
Vitals stable. Synaptic test on.
However, somebody sneaks into the room in the background and breaks Kyle free, but that freedom doesn't last very long at all.
Okay, got it! On the ground, now! Take him!
Yes? You want him out? It will be dangerous. If he finds out... Yes, I'm in.
Almost there. Extraction complete. Stem cells ready. Proceed with subject Alpha.
Kyle wakes up sometime later and sees the same scientists moving another person into a chair to the left in the same situation.
I'll do that myself.
However, in walks someone differently.
He's delirious.
He's running a fever.
It's remarkable. His body keeps trying to fight it. Rise and shine, Crane. How are you feeling? Not quite like yourself? Not surprising after what we've put you through. Though I must say, you've proven quite resilient. Too resilient. Stubborn. Rebellious. Which is why I'm writing you off. I found a new test subject, someone very promising. So I won't be needing you anymore. He's already more compliant and obedient than you ever were.
I'm gonna kill you.
After all these years, you still have some fight in you. It would be admirable if it wasn't so pathetic. Let's see what a double dose does to him. It could be lethal. If it kills him, so be it. A noble sacrifice for the greater good.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Not in this lifetime. Initiate the procedure. Notify me of any developments.
Understood, sir.
Ready for subject Beta.
Now, inject the serum.
However, something goes completely wrong.
Wake up, damn it!
What the hell?
Oh my god. Chris, do you hear me? Need to grab the radio. Close the radio.
Kyle again falls unconscious and wakes up on the floor, listening to a radio, saying his name. He crawls over to the radio and picks it up. The woman on the other side, she can see his every move. The woman's name is Olivia, and she's going to help Kyle get out of here. But we have to go now, whilst all of the scientists and guards are distracted by whatever that thing was. We pick up a UV torch to help fight back against the enemies whilst we don't have anything to protect ourselves with, and Olivia continues to direct Kyle out of the lab, trying to dodge the zombies where she can. However, Kyle becomes cornered whilst waiting for an elevator to take him to the ground floor.
Alright, the elevator is coming. But the other doors are opening too.
Come on! Come on!
But something happens to him. Kyle turns into a beast. Ripping every zombie limb by limb until he turned back to normal.
What the?
Unbelievable.
However, the voice on the radio tells us more information. Her name is, of course, Olivia, and this place is a research facility owned and run by a man that's known as the Baron. He was the leader of this group and was carrying out some pretty inhumane tests. Kyle, however, had to hurry. The whole facility was going into lockdown. It was now or never, his last chance to leave the grasps of the Baron's experiments, and he managed it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the storyline explained of Dying Light the Beast.
Finally. Fuck.
Kyle is in a place named Castor Woods, a small town in the Western Alps, in Europe. Kyle was a long way from home. Olivia asked Kyle to meet her, but he was curious and cautious. Why was she helping him? She didn't respond. Kyle had no other choice but to go to a nearby monastery and meet his savior. He locks down and secures the site, and she will meet with Kyle at the top of the tower. He patiently waits for Olivia to arrive, staring at a dead body of a corpse of one of the Baron's scientists. Flashing back to the experiments done on him, then in walks Olivia. Kyle was ramped up, angry and full of rage, and he cut straight to the point. Why was she helping him? She wanted to get out of here, this town. She wanted to leave immediately, and she knows Kyle is the one to help her do that, and she can of course help him. She was also used for testing in the past, so not so much as Kyle, but enough to want to get back at the Baron and to get out of this place. The Baron controls the entire valley. He has an army, and it's a powerful one at that. It's going to be very tough, but Kyle is ready to fight, and he's ready to get his revenge. But first, Kyle needs to go back to normal health. He's very, very weak at the moment, and he's in no shape or no place to fight anyone as powerful as the Baron. Olivia says we need to find something called a GSB. This is a biocatalyst that improves performance. It was created in Baron's lab. This immediately got Kyle worked up. He wasn't about to step back into the lab after he'd just broken out and been tested on for however many years now. However, GSB, it doesn't need to be gathered from the Baron's lab and can in fact be gathered and harvested from the monsters that the Baron had created.
He was testing some in the wild, including one right near here. Speak of the devil. That Kyle should be a chimera.
But how do we get
To get this GSB, you need to kill it and then extract it. It's within the blood of the chimera. One vial of blood for Olivia, the other Kyle must inject into his own body. This is a theme across the game. Kyle needs to build up his strength, and eventually he'll be strong enough to fight the Baron and their army. To do that, he needs to harvest a series of Chimera's blood basically this GSB injected into himself, and then also allow Olivia to do her testing to see what she can find. But Kyle fights the Chimera, this huge beast, and harvests the GSB. However, at first, Kyle was conscious about injecting this GSB inside of him because it was never tested before. However, he was in rough shape. Olivia had to quickly inject Kyle with this vial, but he passed out. Kyle had dreams, visions whilst unconscious.
Kyle, it's okay. You're safe now.
Even grabbing the neck of Olivia whilst he was still out. He was out for days. The last fight increased his adrenaline so much, his heart rate reduced to pretty much inactive at that stage. So when Olivia injected the GSB, it helped. Each Chimera has a different GSB. It alters their genetic structure differently. So each Chimera we kill, we get a different skill each time. Kyle, however, wastes no time in wanting to get started. He wants to try and make some allies, help build an army. We, however, ask Olivia more about the Baron. His name is Marius Fisher. He's a narcissistic sociopath, but also a genius in his own right. Before the outbreak, his family owned a biotechnology company, and he's using the outbreak to turn the virus into something even more dangerous for power. Whoever controls the virus controls the future. He's kidnapped hundreds, even potentially thousands, tested on these people, and many didn't return alive. Or return at all. He's currently held up at his family estate, but that's guarded by a full army, so we have no chance in our current state. Kyle needs GSB. Olivia will work on locating them, and then Kyle will head into town to look for some survivors. Kyle gets to the town hall, and the people there hiding out were in a bit of trouble. Another Chimera was outside threatening the people, so Kyle kills it and injects himself with the GSB, leaving one vial for Olivia and her tests. It affects him big time, not as much as the past, but it really did something to him. However, he seemed to recover well. He shouts to the survivors behind the doors, telling them to open up. They were hesitant at first, but they did open the door. They tell Kyle they were attacked by a beast, nothing like one they'd ever seen before. Maybe it's the one from the start, who knows. However, the town hall has zero power, no UV lights to protect them from the infected, nothing. So Kyle does them a favour and helps bring their power sources back online, and along the way meets a woman known as the Sheriff. Her name is Florence. She was a part of the group downstairs and came up here to try and get the backup generator working so they could have some form of power. We help them and reconvene downstairs. However, one of the group members weren't so lucky. He was bitten. To Kyle, however, this wasn't such a big deal. You don't just immediately turn, and there is no cure as such, but there is preventative measures. But there didn't seem to be much hope in this scenario. Kyle said you just need some antizin, which was used in the first game pretty regularly and was one thing that was used a lot of the time back in the day to really slow down the infection. But the sheriff says they've not seen that in years. A couple of the group members make some suggestions on other remedies, but he goes straight to the extreme straight away.
It's been an honor.
Wait!
The sheriff, however, didn't seem fazed by this. The group prepare the young man for burial, But a man, Jacob, raises his concerns. They're losing too many people. Kyle, however, is still adamant that with the right treatment they can be saved, but they don't have any treatment, they don't have those luxuries, they don't have anything. However, they're all concerned about that monster, and this wasn't the chimera we killed just outside these doors, it was something else. Kyle decides to try and hunt the beast, see what it is, see what he could find out, and see if he could take it down. However, when Kyle walked into the church, it was here, and it was unlike anything we've seen up to this point. Kyle enters some train tunnels following the tracks of the beast and sees a soldier laying down struggling for breath. He was severely injured, telling Kyle it's still here. And well, there it comes the monster.
Holy fuck.
We see it face to face. It stares straight into Kyle's eyes. The soldier primes a grenade and pulls the pin out, holding it, sacrificing himself, but trying to kill the monster. But the monster takes one look at us and throws us through the doorway, almost like it was protecting us. Kyle gets back up and couldn't follow the monster due to the damage of the grenade. However, something else was severely wrong. Kyle was ambushed by a series of volatiles in the tunnels, and he had no choice but to sprint out of there. These were no ordinary monsters. These will rip you limb from limb with no trouble, so there was no option other than running. Kyle gets out of the tunnel and radios Olivia. He tells us that this one is different, it's smarter, it's strange. Olivia, however, wants to speak with Kyle before he goes back to the town hall, so we head back to catch up with her. Olivia had been working hard on the samples that we gave her and we handed her another one. She's been analysing the genetic structure and noticed a strange sequence in the code. These chimeras share a portion of the same genetic structure. Now, this would make sense for it to be the virus, but it wasn't. This was a strand of data, of DNA, specifically modified, and is purposely the same. Olivia thinks that this DNA could be Kyle's. So, to test, she took a sample. Kyle takes on another chimera in the meantime, and returns to the town hall. We need to try and get the power back on. So to do this, we need to go to the power plant. Inside, we meet a man, a foreman named Largo. He was useless, if I'm honest. We spend some time powering this place back on and returning the power to the town hall and return to speak to the sheriff. She's worried. She doesn't want to fight against the Baron just yet anyway, as they haven't got the army to compete. Florence will scout ahead and see what they're up against, whilst Kyle will continue to help get this place back up and running. Kyle leaves the room, and Olivia radios to him immediately. She's found the location of another chimera test site, so Kyle needs to speak to someone at the town hall to see if they know more. Kyle did do exactly this and got a location as to where they need to go, and then from that point onwards he secured a safe house nearby and got some rest, ready to fight more the next day. Kyle finds the test site that he was told about and infiltrates the Baron's operations there. He meets a scientist inside who did try to kill Kyle at first, but he finally spoke about what they were doing there. They were testing a new virus strain for the chimeras. However, that particular one they were testing on escaped. He tells us, however, how to lure it in. There is a special gas used to lure in these monsters. They are devices that are spread around the city used to lure in these monsters. So Kyle knocks him out, gets a gas canister filled with this gas, and takes on yet another chimera. This gas was a red type of mist, and for whatever reason, the chimeras were really attracted to this. However, the sheriff and her patrols found out more about Baron's plan and told us to meet her at a nearby mine. She's seen red smoke coming out of the mine. She thinks they must be hunting something in there, and with the information we've just gathered, it makes sense. After scouting the area, Kyle's eager to settle the score with the Baron, so he makes his way inside.
Sheriff, I'm in the main hall. I've seen a shit ton of his troops, but no sign of the Baron. Sheriff, you copy?
Yep. And I'm sorry, Kyle, but I need to protect my people.
Fuck.
Kyle, however, was inside, surrounded in the cave. He was betrayed by the sheriff. She gave up his position. She set him up, being tasered by Baron's men until he walks straight in.
I have to admire your fortitude. You just don't give up. I hope you enjoyed your brief taste of freedom. Let's call it a field test, shall we?
Are you gonna tell me why you turned me into a lab rat? Why you tortured me for all those years?
I'm building the future Kyle. But your role in that grand experiment has come to an end.
Fucking lunatic.
Kyle wanted answers there and then. Why was he a lab rat to the Baron? But the Baron didn't seem to have any of it. He doesn't think he was in the wrong with it at all. Kyle threw a guard into the controls and opened the door. The door with something major inside. And that was this monster. The monster crawled out on all fours. The one they all feared took one look at everyone else and jumped out. The Baron needed him alive, so he instructed his men not to shoot until it started savagely beating them, in which they didn't listen. The Baron, however, didn't have the same feelings towards Kyle and shot one of the rocks or boulders above him, trying to make him be squished by those rocks. He had to get out of there, and on the outside, Kyle got a radio. It was the sheriff. She was shocked Kyle was alive, but not like someone that wanted to betray us, almost like someone that was relieved Kyle was still alive and that she had to. Kyle, however, wasted no time in confronting the sheriff and made his way to the town hall. Kyle told Olivia this news too and said that he was right. He wasn't ready to fight the Baron. He was nowhere near, in fact, and needed more chimeras to fight against him. The sheriff, however, wasn't there when he got to the town hall. She hadn't come back since the sheriff had left. We spoke with Jacob, told him not to trust her, and asked if he had any more information on the Baron's men. He didn't, but what he did tell us is that on the outskirts of the city, there's a big group of exiles that were forced out by the sheriff. She never really wanted to speak of them or contact them again after they were exiled, but Jacob always kept a connection there. They are infected ones. Some were fugitives from the Baron's lab that the sheriff wouldn't let in. They banded together to form a community high in the mountains. They're all infected, but have halted their progression using an infusion made from a rare strain of mushroom. Kyle asked Jacob to make contact, and he'll let us know when they get back. However, Kyle needs to find these survivors, and along the way, something strange seems to happen to Kyle. Someone seems to talk to him telepathically. This shook Kyle, as he wasn't expecting it, but it's not the first time this has happened. We have to meet him at a place named Pembroke Farm, and there he'll explain everything. We meet the stranger, whose name is Sven. Kyle can coordinate with some infected, which is why he can communicate telepathically. Obviously, Sven is infected, so it makes sense. Sven, however, is missing 2 members of his team. We need to help find them and bring them back. We returned the people that Sven was missing, and here was the cave.
So I was just supposed to abandon them? To die?
What were you doing out there in the first place, Sven?
Reconnaissance! They're killing our people if we do nothing. How long before we're all wiped out?
Not much longer if the Baron tracks us down here.
Did Sven tell you who I am?
Thank you for your help, but you should leave now.
The leader of the group, Lydia. However, when Sven introduced us, she knew exactly who Kyle was. Sven's intentions were pure. He wanted answers and knew Kyle was also experimented on, so maybe he had some more too and could help him get the answers he wanted. But Lydia wasn't keen on this idea. Sven introduced us to someone named Selby. She controls all of the reconnaissance, listening in and seeing what Baron's men are talking about. However, they wanted Kyle to attach a device on top of Baron's relay tower so they could listen in on all of this army comms. This, however, doesn't work, and they need to add a device to 3 separate relay towers to allow a full connection. This was done by Kyle, and Kyle gives them time to listen to Baron's army and meet back with Olivia. Olivia tells Kyle more about the DNA sample she'd taken from us and what she's found. The Chimera's DNA samples, aside from their enhanced abilities, they have an enhanced DNA strand to make them attracted to that red gas. Olivia needs to carry on digging and, well, we fight a nearby Chimera to get its blood sample. We return the sample, and off we both go. Sven, however, telepathically speaks to us, telling us they've intercepted a conversation that Kyle might be very interested in. The Baron scientists have run into a problem nearby at a school with bandits, so Kyle should go there, find out what they're doing, and bring back the information. The bandits, however, have taken over the school. All of the guards are dead. They've replaced the guards with sentry guns outside, preventing anything from getting in. Inside, when searching for research, Kyle finds a scientist named Camilio. He wanted to capture him and take him back to Lydia to question. He went very willingly, so we sent him back by car, driven by a designated scout. Kyle went back in to search for information. In 5 pieces of information, Kyle finds out some of the following. The first document explains that the first set of modifications tested were a success, and now they just need to find the perfect test subject to host these tests and achieve optimal results. MRI studies were done on the brain of different subjects, and it showed a very high instance of brain activation during telepathic tasks that mirrored that of the observed study in 2014, so some of the original work. The subject wasn't able to repeat the test phrase that was given to them, but the activation in their brain suggested further information was needed, but they were really close. Another note detailed that the strand of DNA tested was a core structural protein. However, it came with a series of risks. Not to mention, the subject exhibited a significant increase in aggression levels. However, just as Kyle had got all of this information, the bandits and Baron's army were in a gunfight. Kyle managed to get out of there and delivered this research to Lydia. We tell Lydia about the scientist we sent back with Lydia's contact Ray. However, neither returned. We search for them and find that Ray had died in an accident, but the scientist was held up in a house close by. Camilo, however, didn't do this. He was just in a bit of shock. The car just lost control and they crashed. However, Lydia walks in, and Camilo and her seem to know each other. They seem friendly, because this was one of the scientists that they worked with when they were being tested on, essentially. Lydia thanks Carl for his work, and he asks, what now? Lydia wanted to work with Camilo, evolve their skills and gifts to fight the Baron, and in the meantime, Kyle will leave them to it. Lydia leaves and Olivia radios. Olivia knows Camilo. He's one of the Baron's top scientists, and this was a huge push in the right direction. Kyle grabbed a data drive that might house a lot of information on, so we meet Olivia at a cement plant to give it to her and fight yet again another Chimera. We meet with Olivia to handle the data drive, killed the Chimera, and delivered the vial back to her. She's been busy and found something. The military used gas against the infected before. This was called blue mist. Kyle remembers this back in Haran. There was a cult there that was using some form of military-grade gas that the infected wouldn't attack them because they were having this around them. And well, this could have been exactly that. The Baron, however, has since made advancements. This is now red gas, and it creates fury and anger. The Baron can trigger this blind rage and make anything fight anyone. Olivia, however, has more to say. Her father was a scientist, and her father was in Haran at the start of the outbreak. Her father is with the Baron, not voluntary, but slave labour. She was brought with her father when Haran fell. So for Olivia, she wants to get out of here, and she wants to take her father with her, if she can. But first she needs Baron dead. But now, let's meet with Camilo and Lydia. They've both been very busy. Lydia and her people have unique abilities. They can obviously use telepathic speaking with one another, and also with us too. But it could be much more than that, and this is where it gets crazy. With proper enhancements, Lydia could connect with the monsters on a incredibly advanced level. Lydia could actually control the infected, big or small, and the Baron has no idea it's possible. Camilo thinks this is the best way to go around this, and it's the only way that we stand a chance to get what we need. He needs certain substances located in a volatile's nest. Kyle needs to go in, grab 3 samples, come back out. This was no easy task because we couldn't fight these monsters. They're volatile, they're extremely dangerous. So we have to be sneaky, grab the blood samples, and get straight out. Kyle grabs the samples and heads back out, and Olivia radios. She needs to talk to him ASAP.
Glad to see you made it in one piece. So what's this new information you found?
This might be hard for you to hear.
Well, just say it.
I didn't know this until now, but it looks like my father was the one who brought you to the Baron.
What?
But he didn't bring you here to torture you. He brought you here to help you.
Yeah, I guess the Baron had other ideas.
I'm sure my father wanted nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah. But he still brought me to the Baron.
Not voluntarily. I told you.
So, how was your dad's research project?
You were infected, but sentient. Part volatile, part human. My dad managed to restore your humanity. At least on the outside. Inside, you were something else entirely. The Baron wanted to replicate that. Replicate you. The Chimeras were his attempt at that. To genetically engineer the perfect predator. But one he could control. But Chimeras weren't his only goal. Camilo's area of research was another. Telepathic communication and mind control.
So what's this twisted motherfucker's endgame? What does he hope to gain?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe all that matters is ending him. You find any more chimeras for me?
All the data pointed me here. To the Baron's latest creation.
I'll let you know when it's done. You get to safety.
Chimeras, telepathic powers, and mind control. This is Baron's goal, an army that he can control. However, those samples have been put to good use. Camilo has now done what he needed to do, and Lydia is able to control the minds of the infected. Lydia and Camilo need a drug that's kept in one of the hospital medical rooms. However, this place is absolutely swarmed. This is no place we can just walk into. Lydia is now able to influence the mind of the infected, essentially draw them away from us when we walk straight past them. And Kyle, well, he tries this for the first time.
Okay, they're not attacking. Looks like it's working.
Don't get too close to them, though. They might still snap out of it.
Yeah, could have told me that earlier, Doc, but good to know. I'll keep my distance.
Kyle needs to go and find a drug named Neuroraze. As soon as Kyle picks it up, however, the alarm of the entire hospital goes off. Kyle had to sprint out of that hospital as fast as he ever has before, vaulting over ledges and flying out the edge of a window until he was finally safe. He returned the Neuroraze to Lydia and Camilo, and whilst talking, a radio from the town hall. The Baron is trying to destroy the town hall, sending men into the courtyard and also mortars firing at the building. We take them out, and throughout we get a very unexpected radio. The sheriff. She confesses and apologizes to us for doing us dirty, essentially. But the Baron threatened to kill her and everyone that she loved. So she did what she thought was best at the time. But as soon as she did it, she knew she'd made a terrible mistake. However, in comes Lydia. She helped Kyle with taking control of the infected during the battle. Lydia and the sheriff have a brief catch-up, Lydia having an almost I told you so moment, and well, they make up and put the past behind them, because they have a common enemy, the Baron. And Kyle says he thinks it's time to take the fight to him. He thinks he's ready, and he thinks everyone else is too. He has patrols all around the forest trying to capture the beast that's still roaming free, to continue his tests and finish his work. If we capture the beast before him, well, the Baron has to come to us. We need a place to trap it, and a method to get it there through the red gas. So Kyle goes to a place called the ENF factory. He grabs 2 of these red gas canisters and they set traps. Kyle drives a truck through the town with the red mist flying behind his slipstream, trying to attract the attention of this beast. And finally they do.
Alright, I see him now too.
Capture its attention, but avoid direct combat. I'll try to take control of its mind.
Kyle and the beast fight it out. Not too much to kill it because they need it, but just enough for Lydia to take control of the mind of the beast, calm it down, and ready to capture.
Is that enough?
You idiot! You killed him!
No. He's just taking a little nap. Now do your thing, and do it quick, because I'm too tired to knock him out again.
Easy, Lydia. He's alive. You can do it.
One moment. Okay, yes, it's working. I've got him.
Now, Kyle, to stabilize him, you need to inject him with your blood plasma.
Now you tell me this?
That should return him to his fully human form. Did I neglect to mention that?
Fuck, fine. I've bled all over the valley. Why not donate some to this poor bastard?
Okay. He is stable and under my control. There's nothing more you could do here. Let's take him to the cave. Join us when you're ready, Kyle.
They all stand over the beast on the bed as Lydia wakes
About
it.
to wake him up. Stay sharp. He might not be in the best mood. Time to wake up. Can you hear me? Give me a sign if you can.
Who are you? Where am I?
My name is Lydia. You've been lost inside yourself for a very long time, but I managed to find you and bring you back. Can you tell us who you are? How you got here?
I'm Aiden. My friend Spike and I were trying to rescue someone from the Baron, but it all went to shit. That's the last thing I remember. Until I woke up here.
Who were you trying to rescue?
Him. You're Kyle Crane, right? Spike's friend?
You and Spike tried to rescue me?
We did. Yeah, where is he? Did you find him when you found me?
No.
Well, then the Baron must still have him. We have to go back for him.
You're in no condition to go anywhere.
I'm fine. We need to find Spike and get him out of there. Who knows what they're doing to him? He's your friend, too.
He is, and we'll go get him. But Lydia's right. You're in no condition to go after anyone.
We can't just let him rot in there.
We're not. And we won't. But going off half-cocked will just get Spike killed. We need a plan. But first, I got some questions for you.
Now, for the OGs, we know who Aiden is. We know who Spike is. But this is really awesome. However, both Aiden and Spike were captured by the Baron, and Aiden was the one taken to be tested on. Kyle asks him a few questions, curiously. How does he know Spike? They were both pilgrims, messengers, and they were both connecting towns. The whole reason they became pilgrims was to find Kyle. He was experimented on as a child, infected. He has blackouts that turn him into something dangerous, and when the Baron got hold of him, it went downhill from there. Spike and Aiden came across a classified set of GRE files, and well, Kyle was captured just after the fall of Haran, and these GRE files were exactly how Spike and Aiden were able to find the location of Kyle. Once the GRE collapsed, the Baron was on his own, and this is his last remaining operation, which is why he is so close to it. The Baron lives in a massive fortress, and it won't be easy to get to him. But then suddenly...
It won't be easy.
Sheriff, it's the Baron. He's on the radio.
Speak of the devil.
Answer it.
This is the sheriff.
Is Crane there? That's who I'm calling for.
You can talk to me.
You don't have what I need.
And I do.
Ah, Crane. You have something that belongs to me. I want it back. And if you don't comply, everyone you care about will die.
Let me go, bastard!
Olivia, if you hurt her, you motherfucker...
Spare me the threats, Crane. I have all the leverage here. I have Olivia, and I have an old friend of yours.
Spike?
Tough customer. We tried to make him talk, but he hardly said a word. Did a lot of screaming, though. Bring the beast to my palace. If you don't, I'll turn your friends into mindless abominations.
Jesus. How about easing up on that evil mastermind routine?
You have until noon.
The Baron gives them until noon to return Aiden to him. He's also captured Olivia too, so Kyle immediately was worried. They, however, all spend time devising a plan. However, Aiden is too hyper-focused on Spike.
Aiden, Kyle, you need to rest, both of you. Tomorrow will be a tough day, and we need you at full strength. We meet at dawn.
Wake up. Aiden is gone.
What?
He just disappeared.
The next morning, Aiden was gone. No one was guarding him, and he slipped out before anyone woke up. He's gone to save Spike. He's gone back to the Baron willingly. And here, The Baron radios again.
It's the Baron. He wants to talk to Crane.
Give it to me. What?
Crane, the beast is safely back where he belongs, but I must say I'm disappointed. I thought you'd be with him.
You have what you want. Release Olivia and Spike.
I don't have everything I want. How can I let you roam free to plan your revenge on me? Be here by noon, or your friends die.
We just lost our advantage.
The beast is safely with him, but that isn't enough for the Baron. The Baron wants Kyle there by noon, else Olivia and Spike are both dead. They all devise a plan. There are some underground escape tunnels underneath the Baron's house that they can use to get in undetected. Kyle and the team fight their way in, through the labs down below and through the hordes of infected monsters and army that the Baron has protecting him, until Kyle comes across Aiden. He heads into the lab room to unfasten him from the chair.
Aiden?
Until Olivia?
I'm sorry, Kyle.
What?
Kyle wakes in a room around a long table, with everyone in the group surrounding this table also, including Spike and Aiden.
What the fuck is this?
They cast us. Caught us. All of us.
Spike?
Sorry, buddy. Counterbots are coming to the rescue thing.
How is that fucker always one step ahead of us?
Then in walks the Baron.
Ah, you're all awake. Good.
And behind him,
Olivia, what did you do?
Kyle was shocked, in disbelief that Olivia would betray him. As was I when I first seen it.
I invited you all here to help me celebrate. As you all played a part in bringing my life's work to completion. Crane here was one of the first human volatile hybrids ever captured. I spent years researching every aspect of his mutated DNA, but the final tests could only be conducted in the wild. So I allowed you to escape.
Bullshit.
You were growing weaker and weaker, slipping away. You had lost your will to live. I needed to reignite your survival instinct. Otherwise, you would soon be dead. So I found the greatest motivation of all for you. Revenge.
Bullshit!
You were injecting yourself with GSB to defeat me. But in truth, you were just a lab rat performing my experiments for me. And Olivia, though reluctant, played her part perfectly. That said, I now have all the data I need. I have mutant infected far stronger than anything ever seen before. And what's more, I can control them. And with you and your friend Aiden, I have human DNA that can resist the most virulent of infections. And now, it's time to celebrate what I've accomplished. Each one of you contributed in your own way. Spike, you came to rescue Crane, but instead brought me an even more resistant specimen. A hybrid who provided the breakthrough I've long been searching for. But now that I have what I need, I no longer need you.
You are a fucking dead man!
Again with the empty threats. Please. It's pathetic. Dr. Moran, I thought we were colleagues working together to create a glorious future. Instead, for no reason whatsoever, you turned
You're a monster.
Oh, where was I? Dr. Moran, right. Your turn is coming, Crane. But first, you will witness the end of everyone who you care about. Of course, it's nothing new to you, is it? No one who befriends you lasts very long. Wake up, Lydia. Wake up! That's better. I want to feel your fear and see the life leave your eyes.
No, stop, please. Please don't do this.
They brought this on themselves, Olivia.
You don't have to do this.
This is what happens to those who cross me.
Please.
You need to get your mind right, Olivia. You need to prove to me that I can trust you. Put Mr. Crane out of his misery. Put him down, like you would any wounded animal.
Kyle, I'm sorry. My father was bitten and the Baron refused to help him unless I did what he said. I had no choice.
But you did have a choice, and you just made the wrong one.
I don't think so.
Olivia, did you really think you could kill me? How disappointing. I'll be honest, I saw a real future for us. But now, you no longer have a future.
Kyle, I'm so sorry. I was always on your side, but I had to hide it until now.
It's okay. I'm just glad you picked the right side. That motherfucker is mine!
Kill them all!
I'm going after him! Free the others!
did not deserve to go out like that.
And I'm gonna make that bastard pay.
Time to end this, once and for all.
Spike was dead. Camilo was dead. And thankfully, Olivia wasn't behind any mastermind plan. However, there was one more thing to do. Kill the Baron for good.
You got nowhere left to run!
Do I look like I'm running?
I promised I'd kill you, and I always keep my promises!
Promise from a dead man walking! Too bad you won't be around long enough to keep it!
Soldiers, I'm getting shot at.
Aiden, help her. I'll handle the Baron.
Lydia! Hold on! I'm coming!
The bitch and the beast are gone. Now it's just you and me, Crane.
You don't stand a chance. Your struggle is pointless.
Looks like I'm going to have to end this myself. Prepare to witness the culmination of all my work. A new species. Engineered to dominate not just the virus, but humanity itself.
What are you willing to sacrifice, Kyle, to stop him?
Everything. Kill you!
you're alive. Did you kill him?
Just like I said I would.
Oh my god. You did it. Finally, this valley can have a new start. But there is always a price. We've lost some good people today.
Yeah.
It's good to hear your voice, Kyle. I guess our story wasn't over.
You? Are you fucking kidding me?
We had to go underground, but we've always been here. The Baron was one of ours, until he wasn't. As usual, you proved to be an exceptionally valuable ally. Enjoy your freedom. You've earned it.
I won't let this go. Not this time.
Leave the past where it belongs, Kyle. Focus instead on the good we can do together.
Yeah. I will focus on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the story of Dying Like the Beast. This was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I completed it in just over 15 hours or so. It was a lot of fun. And it was fairly engaging throughout. Obviously, with the way that Dying Light works, is there are a lot of fetch quests and a lot of go and do this, then go and collect 2 more things, then come back to another person, then go and do another 2 more things. But other than that, I thought it was a fun game, and I'm looking forward to sinking a couple more hours into it and doing more of the end game activities. However, if you did get this far into the video, leave the comment Spike down below. It's a great way to see who made it this far into the video, and if you did enjoy, then be sure to leave a like as well. We're going to try and reach 500 likes on today's video, and if we do reach 500 likes, I'll be giving away a couple of copies of Dying Like the Beast on any platform that you would like. Just leave that comment down below if you got this far into the video. But also don't forget to hype the video if you really did enjoy as well. It's a new feature on YouTube. You get 3 free hypes a week, and it really helps those smaller channels be noticed by those bigger audiences, and it'd be very much appreciated if you could help me out a little bit there. And of course, how could we forget, subscribe to the channel for plenty more story-based content coming as well, and for you to not miss any stories or any games coming out. But everyone, I really hope you have enjoyed. I really hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll speak to you guys next time.